You are watching VeeamON Today for May 30th, 2024, powered by Object First. I am Rick Vanover, the Rickatron, and we are kicking off VeeamON right now. I am so happy to be joined by Kaitlin Ellis, also known as Lady Blades. Good afternoon, Kaitlin. How are you?
Good afternoon, Rickatron. I am happy to be here.
Well, now, Kaitlin, first of all, you got a nickname, so that means you're on the list of Rickatron approved persons, but this is the first time that you've been on the show with me. Give a quick intro to everyone about your role here at Veeam.
Yeah, for sure. So my name's Kaitlin. I'm a product marketing manager at Veeam. I specifically work on our product, the Veeam data platform. So I'm super excited to be here and to be chatting with you.
Yeah, and let me say it another way, Kaitlin, you had the opportunity, along with myself and Misha Little Bear, to rock out the VeeamON content experience. So this is the trio. Misha's watching, I'm sure. She's on vacation, already heading down, but we're going to rock into VeeamON today. Are you ready to do it?
Let's do it.
All right, let's switch over to the content we've got. And first of all, she's even got her own nickname, Lady Blades. I've put it on the slide as well. Let us tell you about this 10th year of VeeamON. Now, when we build the content, Kaitlin, you mentioned that you work on Veeam Data Platform, really the heart of our business. Tell me about some of the factors that you went through for deciding what content made it to the VeeamON experience.
Yeah, for sure. So this was a very thought through process, and Veeam offers a lot of really amazing products and features. And so when we were compiling this, we wanted to make sure that we really put customers in mind and what people would want to see. So putting ourselves in their shoes and what are the things that they need to know. So whether it's Veeam Data Platform or any of our cloud offerings, we want to make sure that you guys are getting the latest and the greatest, and also some of that technical meatiness that we know that our audience really likes as well.
Yeah, in fact, it's important to note that VeeamON, you can go to VeeamON.com right now. For those of you watching, if you haven't signed up, just go to Veeam.com/VeeamON, or even just VeeamON.com. Maybe Felicia can push that through on the feeds, but I want to draw everyone's attention to the register now. You can actually still register for the virtual experience, and you can get some of the content that we're going to go through as part of the online experience. We're going to come back to this and walk through the agenda here in a second. And then the other shows, we're going to preview the day as well. So just a word about the future, that you still can register for VeeamON. Now, one thing I want to highlight here, Kaitlin, is that this is the first VeeamON Today show powered by Object First. And we're really going to talk about, the content experience. We'll go back in a second to the slide, or to the agenda. And then we had a special privilege, what I call steal a slide. All right. It was really unique seeing all the content come in. Have you ever been through a process like that, where you see all this library of content being built?
Oh my gosh. No, I mean, I will say that I even just learned so much, and we have so much talent here, and just there's so many exciting things going on that there's truly so much going on that we don't always know about everything. And so this was a great way to truly break into the gold mine that is everything that people are working on, and just really get a front row seat. So it is a privilege, and we're just super excited. As Rick said, go register, because there's a lot that you don't want to miss.
Yeah, and one of the things I'll say, you mentioned we put a lot of focus to our customer experience and the customer needs for the content. Got to give a shout out to our partners. I like to say at Veeam, partnerships are in our DNA. We have you covered as well. In fact, that's a good reminder. We'll jump back over to the agenda. And I will say that there is this partner day for those who are going to be on site in Fort Lauderdale on the Monday. I do believe that's invite only, but you can sort that potentially on site. But basically, there is a partner day on the Fort Lauderdale agenda. And if you go to VeeamON.com, you can preview the whole agenda. And I love this kind of at a glance agenda for all 4 days. Oh, sorry, wrong screen. But if I look at this agenda, Kaitlin, does anything really stick out to you as like a must see on the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday?
Yeah, I mean, so first of all, you definitely don't want to miss the lab wars. Those are going to be awesome. And then partner day for partners. This is your time. I mean, so definitely, as Rickatron said, we have been thinking greatly about how we can make this the best experience for you. There's just so much stuff to put it bluntly that you want to see, and lots of good opportunities. Now, what I'm really excited about also is on Tuesday, you have to be the opening keynote. I mean, guys, there's some really great stuff that we're going to be announcing, discussing, some great demos. So if you see one thing, make it that. And then as well as, we have some great hands-on labs. And then the closing keynote as well, there's going to be some surprises there too.
Speaking of surprises, I'm going to say it now. I'm not going to give any details, but for the Veeam fans out there, this one's near and dear to my heart. Between the two keynotes, the one on Tuesday and Wednesday, we will have the most product demos ever at a VeeamON. Producer, can I get a stinger for that? This is going to be awesome. We're going to have some demos. Demo Palooza. I'm really excited for that. But let me tell you about Tuesday. All right. Sorry, how about Monday? Show number 2 of VeeamON Today, powered by Object First. We're going to have Anton Gostev on the show. Yes, Gostev is back at VeeamON. Really excited for that. We're also going to have Sophia on my team. We're going to talk community. It's really the heart of Veeam. I see Matt, Hen, Jeff, some of our community and community partners on the line, and Wakwas joining from Saudi Arabia. Welcome. I'll give you a like for that. Yeah, we've got great
awesome.
crowds in the house. Let us know where you're from. Drop it in the chat. I am looking at it. Then on the next day, on the Tuesday, I've got David Bennett, the CEO of Object First, who has sponsored the VeeamON Today series for this event. Really happy to host David. He'll be the only guest, and we're also going to steal a slide. But Kaitlin, did I talk to you about the schedule for that Tuesday, about this crazy anomaly I said yes to? I don't know what I was thinking.
You got it. You got to go into it.
Well, yeah, but the keynote starts at 8:30, and I'm up at 8 with this. I think I'm going to have to do a backstage hustle. I've talked to the producers of both experiences. We think we can do it, so we'll see. I won't have time for a haircut or makeup or anything like that, but it'll be something. And then on the Wednesday, the 4th VeeamON Today show, powered by Object First of VeeamON 2024, we'll have Jason Garbus from Numberline Security. We're going to talk ZTDR, Zero Trust Data Resiliency. And then Maddie, who I do a lot with our community work, she'll be up with me. Steal a slide every day. But these two shows will be at 8 o'clock New York time. And then the Monday show with Anton will be at 12 o'clock New York time. All right. Speaking of which, now's the time. I mentioned that VeeamON Today is powered by Object First. Let's have a word from Object First. You're watching VeeamON Today, powered by Object First, and we're still talking VeeamON. Kaitlin and I are really excited to have brought an incredible diary of content. And if you haven't registered, let's take a look at the webpage again real quick. Just go on over to VeeamON.com. You can get a preview of the experiences, of the different events you can do, the sessions. And you know what? If you're busy next week, go ahead and register, because this will be available for replay starting the week after. So you'll have an experience any way you want it. And I'll drop the secret now. We're going to add content after the conclusion of the event. Head on over to VeeamON.com. All right, Kaitlin, I mentioned the library.
Yes.
And you said it's really amazing to see stuff come through. We've picked out 3 things to steal, and it's a proper, fair steal. I feel it's core team privilege to steal their content.
Yes.
When we were looking at this, it's really tricky. We got to think Veeam Data Cloud. We got to think Veeam Data Platform. We got to think, M365. We got to think public cloud. It's actually an interesting puzzle to build. Does any kind of thoughts come to your mind about how to prioritize the content to steal?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, it's a good problem to have, having so much great content.
Yeah.
So definitely sifting through that. Some of the things that we want to steal are, some of the hottest topics coming up, and also some areas that we think will be some good, quick learns for whether it's customers, partners, but just to also say this is just like a very small, small snippet of everything we have. So seriously, I know we keep saying it, but register, you guys. You don't want to miss this. And let's get into our first steal slide.
Indeed. So I've identified 3 different sessions that we're going to steal content from. And, I am going to talk AI, but I'm going to be very pragmatic about it. So I'm not going into buzzword soup. We're going to talk about Microsoft 365 compliance, and then we're going to really speak to the heart of the platform with some calculation with the new Veeam calculators. And I don't ask for permission on this, Kaitlin. This is core team privilege. We helped formulate the titles, the abstracts. We gave all the speakers guidance on some of the milestones and things we wanted to cover. So let's steal number 1. And we're going to steal from Corinne and Johan, both on the Veeam product teams, around Microsoft 365 compliance and auditing. Jeff likes buzzword soup. Okay, I'll give you a like for that, Jeff. But basically, when it comes to Microsoft 365, what I want to highlight, and this is the slide I stole, and when we were preparing for this yesterday, Kaitlin, you're like, I really like this view here.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So the thought here is there's 3 distinct ways to protect critical Microsoft 365 data with Veeam. And so backup software, that is Veeam backup for Microsoft 365. And is this still the right language, Kaitlin? I call it a platform extension as part of Veeam Data Platform. Do we still use that language?
Yeah, calling it a platform extension. And I think, this is a really good visual of just, I'm a visual learner. So for those of you out there, this really just right off the bat shows you, not only tells you your options.
And then, the platform extension, because it is a separate install, I'm going to be fully clear to the people who use the products, right? Veeam Backup and Replication is not doing that Microsoft 365 backup, but there is a lot of shared technology between. In fact, VeeamON does monitor both, right? So that's probably the best hook to identify. And then in the middle, the new backup service, that's the Veeam Data Cloud, a new way to consume protection of Microsoft 365 data. And then a managed service through a Veeam service provider, our VCSP network. Again, partnerships are in our DNA. There's a massive network worldwide of organizations providing this, but they also have other offerings built around M365 protection, as well as broader stroke protection, DR, DRAS, all those other types of things. And, when we think about also V8 is coming out, this kind of makes the story a little bit more attractive.
Yeah, so with V8 coming out, which is super exciting, and we're going to have a lot more details on that at the event. And so, Rickatron, can you just explain to viewers, with these options, for customers who are already using Veeam Data Cloud, what's going to change? Will things change? How do they benefit from that?
Well, that's a great question. I think that when we have a new release, and when we think about Veeam Backup for Microsoft 365 version 8, we are going to preview that at VeeamON. I think I won't get in too much trouble if I say it'll be featured in a general session and in some breakouts. So I think I'll be okay saying that. But when the time comes, I think I'll be okay. But it's only live for thousands of people. But hey, it's reasonable to expect it's going to be part of our book of work.
Yes.
And in fact, I know it is because I've already seen all the content. But once that is available, in fact, I talk a lot to our support team here in the Central Ohio Center. And one of the things I want to highlight is a lot of times people are like, okay, what do I do to update? How do I upgrade? How do I manage my licenses? Things like that. And what do I need to know? All right, what changes? Things like that. What I really want to highlight is that for Veeam Data Cloud subscribers and for subscribers through a service provider, the bottom 2 models here, you don't have to do anything. I love that because these models really focus on the different capabilities being rolled in, and you don't have to do anything. So I'm excited. You'll see a demo of V8, and then if you look at some of the different color coding here. What I really like is that Veeam managed, customer managed, service provider managed. It's almost like a twist of the shared responsibility model. And I think this is a pretty good way to consume the options. Which way do you want to go for protecting Microsoft 365 data?
For sure. Yeah. And while we're chatting about M365, I just want to give everybody a reminder of some of the benefits. And, as Rick said, while these are extensions, we really prioritize making them very seamless and easy to use. So with M365, ease of use and resource optimization for your business and tailored to that is a huge priority. And that's really in the DNA of what we've built. And so it's easy to set up, it's simple data protection, and it saves you not only money, but also time. So you can spend more time, working on your business in other areas. And then additionally, all of this comes though without sacrificing powerful features. So unlimited storage, compliance and governance, and reliable maintenance and security. Definitely you need something that's going to work, it's going to work, and it's not going to require a lot of training or resources or time. So just to give a shout out to M365, and that's before V8. So just wait till you hear all of the new things that we have in store.
And yeah, you brought up a good point, Kaitlin. I want to highlight is that all three of these consumption models are built on the same kind of transport. It's built on Veeam Backup for Microsoft 365 and currently version 7, soon to be version 8. It's not like Veeam Data Cloud or is using a twisted other product or something. So it's the same technology, market proven. We're the largest, most deployed backup solution in the world for this data. So if you're not protecting it, checking it out, you can't go through VeeamON without hearing about that. All right, we're going briefly into Buzzword Kingdom. I've upgraded from Buzzword Soup, Jeff, and we're going to talk about AI from a session from Anthony and Jorge both as well on the global product teams. And, Kaitlin, it feels like AI comes up all the time.
Everywhere. And so I wanted to ask you, Rickatron, because AI is on everyone's mind. And, so it's not only just AI, but what impact does that have on your business specifically? How will that affect you? And so can you give viewers a sneak peek into the AI related topics at VeeamON and the themes that are going to be coming up?
Yeah, indeed. And I want to taper expectations really clearly. I've gone to a number of events where I feel like they have overdone the AI talk track and buzzwashed it. I can tell you this, especially in the general session, there will be 2 mentions of AI, both with practical demos of how it is solving a real a real customer scenario and immediate value. We're going to be very fair and balanced and really put it in applicable terms. We're not going into the Matt says, but got to make search engine optimization happy. I like that. I'll give you a like for that, Matt.
Yes,
but yeah, we're going to have a balanced view on it. And so let's go back to the slides here. And I got 2 slides I'm stealing from Jorge and Anthony. And I like them both because they're about definitions, setting the tone. A lot of people don't understand the difference between AI and generative AI. These 2 slides are going to help kind of elaborate that. So let's first start with a large language model, LLM. This is really the base of what AI can do. It's the input. A couple of text here, you've seen it in chat bots. In fact, in Veeam world, the Veeam AI Assistant, which is built into the Veeam data platform, that is using an LLM that we have built based on Veeam.com properties, for example. ChatGPT uses, this as an input. But I think, Kaitlin, it's important to start with definitions, and this visual may or may not have been AI generated. I don't know.
It's a cool visual. I think when you first showed it to me, that was the first thing I said. I was like, wow, it's giving Matrix.
Well, it's funny because every time we have a AI visual, first of all, I can tell it's AI. For now, there might be a time where I can't tell. But I'm always looking for the hallucinations, like that third arm, the fourth leg, things like that. No, it's real. They always happen. So this is the first definition I want to share. And then the second definition I want to share is a RAG. And this is where it comes to generative AI, retrieval augmented generation. So based on retrieving from the large language models, the generation of this, right? So a definition here to read, using the framework that separates the knowledge retrieval from the generation processes, right? So I think about the fundamentals of AI. It's important to get these definitions right because it's not only things like Chat GPT, it's not only things like Wall-E and Copilot that's built into the browser now. But I think that these fundamental constructs, and these are just two that I stole from their session, I think they're important to get a good handle of.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely just to take it a step further and what folks who do join this session in person and just to kind of give you a preview. So as Rick just went over LLM and RAG. So some component examples of that mixed with API, just to give you an idea, is query processing, data retrieval, data integration, response generation, and then feedback loop. So there's a lot more. This section in particular can get quite granular. So this is a great example of why you do want to register. It's a lot of information to absorb, but this is a really good instructional view. And as Rickatron said, we're showing you facts, we're showing you definitions. It's not coded in a bunch of buzzwords.
And I think it's important, Kaitlin, also to put it in perspective of where is Veeam productizing AI? Okay, so
Right.
there's like four things I can tell you right now. One is there's community and ecosystem things, right? We've announced our Copilot integration, and then we have a couple of examples from Veeam Vanguards who have built their own LLMs. Like Christoph Pope made one that transcribes Veeam YouTube videos, so I got to start watching what I'm saying now, by the way.
It's on the record.
Yeah, exactly. And then the second is like the Veeam AI assistant inside of Veeam Data Platform. That's one.
Mhm.
Another
Yeah.
area productized is what we've done with the inline malware detection. That's AI powered as well. And then a third bucket would be kind of customer experience. And a lot of people don't know this, but we have AI tools that our tech support team are using to help interpret log files and provide a better customer experience. And then the fourth bucket, oh boy, I hope I remember it. Oh my gosh. Oh, we got our own private AI. So we
Yes.
call it Veeam GPT. We have it on our internal,
Yes.
right? And it's GPT-4 Turbo, or at least you have the option to use GPT-4 Turbo. So, thinking about AI, Veeam is thinking about AI. And what I want to tell the audience is we're going to be very pragmatic about it and how you can benefit from it, which reminds me, important part of the VeeamON Today show powered by Object First is to let you know that you still can register if you go to VeeamON.com. And when you sign in, I'm not going to do it today, but when you sign in, you'll actually get a better view. And I'll go to the online version. You'll get a better view of some of the individual breakouts. So the virtual experience here, let's check this out. We chose this, if I remember right, Kaitlin. This would be the Tuesday virtual experience, security partnerships, Veeam Data Cloud overview, cybersecurity, BAS and SAS represent partners, and then M365. This is a solid block of content after the keynote.
Yeah, for sure. And, definitely when we constructed this content, we kept in mind what's going to be discussed in the keynote. So you can think of the opening keynote as truly the jump off point for the conference. And there's a lot packed in there. And so the sessions you see, whether it's online or in person, there's a flow to it where we support if you have any questions based on what the keynote discussed. So there's definitely a journey that we are allowing you to take in that sense. And so it's a really great construct of content this year. Very excited about it.
Yeah, indeed. And again, there will be more content post-event that you can go to VeeamON.com to register for. And, there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle this year. We acquired the
Yeah.
Coveware product. We have Veeam Data Cloud. We've had our Salesforce product progress. Our Kubernetes product is progressing. So it's a lot to fit in there. I was jockeying for more time and more sessions, and I got it in one area of the event experience. But nonetheless, the content is awesome for the event. All right, let's go to our next stolen slide for VeeamON Today, powered by Object First, and that is around calculators. So this is right up your alley, Kaitlin, with the Veeam Data Platform. Why do we
Yeah.
need calculators?
Yeah, so we offer a few examples, the calculator is helpful if you are looking for an intuitive, self-describing. We don't want this to feel manual. This should be easy to give you an idea of, general sizing and what will be best for you. And so we'll go into it a little bit, but also the difference between, the calculator versus some of the workload scenarios and the more in-depth calculations that you can make.
In depth, and that's the part that matters. One thing I want to highlight is we have three of the best who have made this content. Adam from Ohio, Central Ohio represent, David from Canada, and Joe from Texas. These three are some of the best field architects that do some of the most complex sizing of our product. And, I'll be the first to say, Veeam Data Platform is very flexible. The backup products, I like to say, work from the home lab to the hospital, from the basement to the bank. The same code that I'm running at home can walk into the largest enterprise, but you can't just throw it in. And so these experts have combined, and they have a great session on the calculators. And I want to also just let everybody know that the calculators have been updated. So this QR code, and I'm going to try it on my phone right now. You can try it too if you want, Kaitlin. Let's make sure I didn't actually test this QR code. Where does this QR code go? It goes to veeam.com/calculators. And I even got the stinger. Thank you for that, Mark. So this will take you right there. And these calculators are, the most important point is this first bullet point: QA tested, product management approved. So this is not just, stealing the last project they did. This is field proven information from our architects, then reviewed by both QA and the product management team. And this is refined over the years every time, and it thinks about some of the new products as well. There's even a VSE, a scenario builder, that you can check out as well. Wanted to get this out. I think that's pretty cool. So good stuff here. And so those are our stolen slides. And got a time for any questions? Just a little bit of time here. If you have any questions, go ahead and roll them in on the streams and see how quick Felicia can roll them over to me. But wow, this has been a lot of fun here, Kaitlin. What do you think? You going to ever come back and do another stream with me?
Absolutely. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, well, we got next week. Yeah.
Well, I will see you next week at VeeamON, actually. I can't believe it's next week. We're just, everyone, we're really excited. There was a lot of, a lot of thought into the content this year, a lot of strategy, and we really had customers and partners in mind. And I believe we are now at a total of 72 sessions of different types and different topics. 72.
I love it.
I don't know if that's a record, but it's probably pretty high up.
That's about right. But your boss was like, let's have 35 or 40. And I'm like, oh, yeah, remember?
Rickatron,
I kind of threw a little fit about that. Yeah.
And we're just, there's something for everyone, truly. Just, you don't want to miss it this year. We also, just to say, we have a top secret session that will also be included. So there are some surprises, there are some secrets, and you will just have to register to see those. All right. Well, hey, Kaitlin, thank you so much for joining me here on VeeamON Today, powered by. Thank you for having me. Yeah, no problem. You rocked it. You're always welcome back on this show. Big shout out to Felicia and Mark, our producers. Friends, I could not do this without them. We have 3 VeeamON Today shows next week, so please tune in for those. Noon on Monday, 8 o'clock and 8 o'clock Tuesday and Wednesday. And other than that, just go on over to VeeamON.com and you can sign up to register. Thanks for watching. We will see you in Fort Lauderdale on episode 2.